I'm so happy that you are tuning in to this video today. I am excited to talk about this topic. I really love talking about holistic approaches and changing people's beliefs when it comes to their body. And so today's topic, we're going to talk about 3 unconventional approaches and beliefs about the body. So before I talk about the unconventional approaches, I'm going to, of course, address what is a conventional way. What is the normal way that we're taught to look at our body? And then I'm going to flip it on its head and show you a new way of looking at this through a holistic lens. And it's my hope that today, after watching this video, you walk away with a newfound appreciation for your body. And also, you just start to see it in a new light. You start to understand it in a different way. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Megan Warren. I am a holistic practitioner, and we're going to go over 3, I think I said that, 3 unconventional approaches and beliefs about the body. So the first one, let's dive right in. The conventional approach looks at the body systems as separate, okay? So think about it. When you are having hormone issues, you go to an endocrinologist. You go to the gynecologist, 2 separate doctors, right? You have a neurologist for brain health. You have I already said gynecologist, you have a GI doctor. You want to look at what's going on with your digestive tract. But what they don't tell you is that all of these systems, they're connected. They all work together. And so for a lot of people, if you're dealing with a hormone issue or a GI issue, you can be spinning your wheels trying to find answers as to why you're dealing with certain symptoms, and you're not able to find them because you might not be connecting the pieces that need to be connected in order to really resolve what is going on so that your body can be optimized and it can be in an environment internally to heal. So the example that I want to use also here is, let's look at hormones. So let's say you're someone who's dealing with PMS symptoms. Maybe you have irregular cycles. You just know something's off. Something's a little wonky down there. So if someone's coming to me and they're dealing with these hormone issues, I'm looking at, how is your body detoxifying? How is your digestion? Are you constipated? Are you going too much? Is it runny? Like, how are you going to the bathroom? Are you absorbing the nutrients? How is your stress? So a lot of hormone issues are really looking at the amount of stress you have been under. Your body has been under physically, mentally, emotionally. And what that stress is going to do is it's going to cause some dysregulation in your nervous system, which is going to cause your organ systems to not work as optimally as we want them to. And so addressing stress is something that is going to help every system in your body perform better, but also knowing how to support detoxification, knowing how to support digestion, knowing how to support your stress is going to give you a better hormone outcome, happier hormones, and that's what we want. So the new perspective that I want to invite you to look at and to think about is to look at your body as a whole system. The whole system is connected, and all of the organ systems are working together in order to give you that optimization that I know that you're looking for. The second conventional approach, first I'm going to go over the conventional approach. The second conventional approach is seeing the body only as a physical form, unaffected by thoughts. Yeah. So just think about that. Thoughts. Think about that. So our bodies are more than just physical form. The thoughts that we think, the emotions that we feel, have an effect on our physical body. It has an effect on the biochemistry in our body. And quantum physics actually disproves that health is only impacted by the physical. So if we look at that in another way, it's like, okay, I have people all the time that are coming to me and they're like, I'm eating healthy, I'm exercising, I'm getting more sleep. They're doing a lot of the things to help their physical body, things that are in their external environment. And at the same time, they are super critical with themselves. They have a lot of stress in their life. They're worrying, they're in fear, they are in a constant state of overwhelm. And what that's showing me is that their thoughts that they're thinking is having an impact on their body. And so quantum physics proves that, we are electromagnetic beings. We have an electromagnetic field around us. Think about that, like when you are around certain people, you can just feel their energy, right? So it's this electromagnetic field that we all have. And what I want to show you guys, and this is what science has proved, is that there's a large amount of neural networks that are located right around the heart. And so when we can start to do practices that allow us to drop into our body, we get out of our thinking mind, our logical mind, and we just feel into our heart, that these neural networks, they're actually responding to our neurotransmitters. The neurotransmitters are the brain chemicals. And these brain chemicals, they send messages from the brain to the heart. And the heart is sending signals and messages to the brain, and we can drop into it and we can start to feel. So think about feeling an emotional state of like gratitude. When you're in this just amazing place where you are in appreciation, where you're in gratitude, you just feel so thankful. Or if you're in a state of just bliss and love, right? Your whole body just feels better. And what's going to mirror that are our thoughts. The thoughts are going to mirror the emotional state that we're in. And so this is what research shows. It shows that the heart and our emotional state play a large role in controlling our brain function and also our organ activity. So coming back to this belief of, our physical bodies are affected by our thoughts, I want to use an analogy. So think about an iceberg. I love using the iceberg analogy for multiple different situations or examples. But when we think about our thoughts, if you see a big iceberg, the very tip of that iceberg, I want you to think about as your conscious awareness, the thoughts that you are conscious of. That's the very tip. It's a very small amount. In fact, research shows about 5 to 10% of our thoughts are conscious. That means we're aware of them. The other 95 to 90% of our thoughts, we're not even aware of. They are unconscious. And I forget the number off the top of my head, but research, it's something about research showing about 80% of our thoughts that we have, they're repetitive. We have already thought them and we continue to think them. And I want you to just put this piece together of the thoughts that we're thinking, how it is affecting our physical body. And if you can start to bring awareness, so this is something that I help my clients with, is let's bring to the surface what's the foundation of your beliefs, your thoughts. That's what is the foundation of this iceberg. If we can start to bring those to your awareness, then you have the ability to change them. It already goes into action, the changing of the belief once you become aware of it. So many of us don't take the time to reflect and look back and see like, wow, something's off here. What do I believe about this? How's my upbringing? How could that maybe have contributed to the way that I believe about my health or my relationships? If you find yourself in a lot of toxic relationships or having unhealthy boundaries, what are your beliefs about that? Think about money. Think about your career, your work. So these are the big areas. that can cause a lot of people stress and turmoil in their life, right? Health, relationships, money, work. And if we can start to look at this is my belief system. This is what is built on my, the reason I'm successful in my career. Well, I always had the belief that I could do it. I knew I could do it. I had really good role models at home. Same thing goes with health. What I hear oftentimes from people is just all different types of stories. Some that are like, I was so deprived, I couldn't have a lot of, these types of foods. So when I got out in the real world and I was by myself, I just binged ate. And now I just can't control that. I'm an emotional eater. Or you have the person who is so restrictive with food and how they treat their body, and they over exercise and they hit it hard. And they're also seeing a decline in their health. And it all comes down to, yes, it's important what we're doing, the actions that we take, but our actions are stemming from the belief system that we have. And so this can be such a powerful approach in a way that's going to support healing like nothing else. You can start to look at, what are these unconscious beliefs that I am running on? The reason why we are stuck in patterns and behaviors and do things in our life is because of this automatic response that come from these beliefs. And so, yes, our physical bodies are affected by our thoughts, and our thoughts affect our emotional state. And so this is the new perspective that I want you to look at and think about. Our physical body is affected by our thoughts, our beliefs, and our emotions. This is why, here's something else that just came to my mind. Two of the same people can go through the same experience. Same thing happened to them, okay? And they can have a completely different reaction. One can look at it like, oh my gosh, this was so traumatic. How in the world am I ever going to get through this? While the other person is like, it is what it is. And I'm over it. And I'm moving on with my life. Same exact experience can happen. But the belief system that was formed based on that experience and how it gets stuck in our tissues, that's for another conversation. That is what's going to affect their physical body. If they stay stuck in this disbelief that my body, for example, is never going to heal, that, what's possible for me is what was possible for me then when I was in my 30s and my 20s is not possible for me now. If you hold on to the belief of, well, I'm just getting older. This is what happens when you get older. My metabolism is going to be slower. My skin's going to sag. It's like, wait a minute. How can we start to look at this in a new way? Because those things really don't have to happen. I mean, skin, yes, but there's facial taping. There's so many different alternatives now. That's for another talk. So again, new perspective, physical body is affected by our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. And so if you are someone who feels like, I tried everything, take a look at that. Seriously, it's such a game changer. Okay, the third conventional approach is focused on fixing the body, which automatically indicates that something is wrong with the body. And what this does is it creates a lot of resistance. It creates almost like you're on an opposing team against your body, right? So say, for example, let's go back to the hormone example. You start to notice that your hormones are a little off. And you think, okay, I have to fix this. Something's wrong with my body. And well, you might say, well, yeah, duh, like something is wrong. They are not functioning the way that they used to. Or yeah, like I don't feel good, like something's wrong. But there's a different way that you can start to look at this. Because what fixing does is, like I said, it creates that resistance. It creates more stress and pressure on the body. and it's promoting a level of fear and dysregulation in your nervous system. This threat, as if, the hormone, something's off with my hormones, and I have to like fix it, and I have to fix it fast, or I have to find a solution for it. And so the unconventional approach that I want you to start to look at instead is, this is how our bodies communicate with us. They communicate with us through symptoms, through signs, and it's just wanting to get your attention to tell you, hey, we can make choices. We can make different choices. We can start to treat ourselves better. We can start to pay more attention and focus on this area of our body or in our life, and start to take care of ourselves more. So really, when that's happening, our bodies are just asking us to stop and listen, find a different way to support it. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that something is wrong with you. Okay, it's just asking to get on the same team as it. And so that's the other way that I want you to start to shift your perspective, is look at this as you're on the same team as your body. When you were like, okay, we are going to try some new things out. I'm going to listen to you, just as you were to listen to a child who's trying to get your attention. If you just ignore the child, I'm sure that the child will just keep screaming and doing everything that they can to get your attention. But when you kneel down and you say, okay, honey, what's going on? What's wrong? Talk to me. I'm listening. They're going to tell you what's going on. And the same thing is true with our body. If we can stop, pause, and say, okay, I get to choose a different way of how I'm living my life, how I'm being. That's a lot of what happens with our hormones. It's like we're stuck in this hyperactivity, this productivity, this way of being, control, this it's all or nothing mentality, and that burns out our adrenals and our hormones like nothing else. And so if we can start to use our body as a way of like, oh, this is just teaching me how I get to evolve as I age, as I grow, then what you're going to do is you're going to start to appreciate your body more. And what you focus on expands. And so instead of trying to look at it as fixing, start to appreciate what your body is showing you. Appreciate what your body is already doing for you. It's very easy, I bet you can agree with me, to focus on what isn't working or the parts of our bodies that we don't like, and not focusing on the parts of our bodies that are actually doing a lot of good for us. Like right now. We start to shift our focus. Let's actually do this as a little exercise. Shift your focus on how you're breathing. Just take a deep breath in and let it out. Your body is always breathing for you, right? Respiration is happening. Circulation is happening. Detoxification is happening. We have to support that more nowadays because we're exposed to so many toxins. But you start to look at, wow, my body is doing so much. But I often forget to think about that because I don't have to think about it. It will start to shift your whole energy. It will bring down your stress response from dysregulation of something's wrong with my body, I don't like my body, to I'm safe. Everything is okay. I love my body. I appreciate my body. And when you start to do this and you are in a more regulated state, healing expands. You start to increase your level of healing because all of your organ systems have full capacity to do their job, versus being in a fear state, dysregulated state, where blood moves away from organs. This happens. And blood moves towards the legs so that you can run faster. Blood moves towards your jaw so that you can bite. That's how our bodies are programmed for a fear response, to run or to protect ourselves through biting. Again, that's for another another talk that we'll go into. But a lot of us are in this unconscious, to think about the iceberg again, a lot of us are in this unconscious state of fear. We're in dysregulation because we're getting lots of pings throughout the day of stressful situations with work and relationships and our family and finances and our environment and politics and just you name it, right? There's a lot going on. And it's a constant state of stress that our bodies are having to overcome. And we wonder why we're feeling tired and our hormones are getting a little dysregulated and we're having GI issues and all of the things. And so, again, full circle, I can go on and on and on and rant about all of this stuff. But coming back to just appreciating your body, appreciating what is here right now and all that it's doing for you. So let me just rephrase these three approaches again. So the new perspective I want you to look at is your body is whole and all systems work together. The second one is your physical body is affected by your thoughts and beliefs and emotions. And the third is appreciate what your body is doing. Appreciate how your body is showing you that maybe there gets to be a different way of doing things and different choices that you get to make. Maybe it's fine tuning and tweaking your routine. Maybe it's creating a healthier lifestyle, healthier routines, learning how to nourish more, learning how to reduce your stress, learning how to breathe better. Really, it starts there. And learning how to think in a different way. Because really, if you can start to shift your perspective about the things in your life that are stressing you out and causing turmoil and just feel hard and feel challenging, then you change the situation. If the way that you're looking at things change, the situation itself will change. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know, leave a comment below. What is something that really landed with you? Did you have a shift in perspective? I'd love to know, and I'll see you on the next video.